Hello guys and welcome back to Car Obsession. So, I've done it. Thanks to your help, I've hit 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, amazing stuff really. To see those five figures is just simply fantastic. Thank you so much for your support. For those of you that have been here since day one, and to those that have recently joined the channel, thank you so much, and long may it continue. Who knows what kind of number I'll get to now. I try not to be what's the word, motivated by the numbers, because I think if you do that on YouTube, you kind of lose your drive somewhat. You lose the love. You lose the passion for what you do. And there have been times when I've focused purely on the numbers, and yeah, you kind of lose track of why you started the channel in the first place, if that makes sense. But anyway, this video isn't necessarily about me hitting 10,000 subscribers. By the way, I had an idea of maybe doing a live Q&A to celebrate reaching 10,000 subs. So if you'd like me to do a live Q&A, drop a comment in the comment section below. I'd probably film that hopefully this weekend. I don't know. We could do it Friday night. Anyway, it might be sometime this week, but that's if you guys want to see it. Now, what this video is actually about is basically I want to get your feedback on something. I want to get an idea of what kind of vibe you're going to get from my proposal, to see, obviously I want it to be a popular choice because it's difficult. I don't want to give too much away, but at the same time, I want to kind of not waffle too much, and I'm going to beat around the bush. So I do apologise. I'll try not to, but I probably will do. So okay, there's something I want to do, but I need the money in order to do it. Now, as you may know, recently Patsy, my wife, and we've spent a fair amount of money on cars and repairs. So there's something I want to do. I don't really want to go into details too much. It is exciting and it is car related, but I don't want to give too much away right now. However, I can't believe I'm going to say this because some of you are gonna hate me for this, but this is why I want to get your feedback. If you hate the idea, then I won't do it. Not yet, anyway. In order for me to get the kind of money I need to do what I want, I'm afraid it involves selling my JDM Civic Type R. There's probably a bit of a bombshell for you, and some of you may be thinking, oh great, he's just another typical YouTuber. He just buys and sells cars all the time. Just when we get used to him having one car, he goes and sells it. Obviously, I'm in the process of selling my MX-5, which has generated no interest, but that's because we've had more rain than you could ever dream of, and storms, so a really bad time to sell an MX-5, particularly one with a welded diff and kind of track/drift modifications. Now, I know when I did my last video with the Civic Type R, I made a comment in there saying that I'm not the kind of YouTuber that keeps a car for 5 minutes and has to sell it, and it feels like I'm a hypocrite, and it feels like I've kind of gone back on that comment. Circumstances have changed since I made that video. Now, if I were to sell the Type R, Olaf, as he is nicknamed, he would be replaced. Now, it would be by a cheaper alternative. So basically, the idea is I'd have the money to do what I want to do. Hopefully, my clip on microphone's not rubbing. It probably is. So I may have to use the audio from that microphone, which will be quite echoey. Well, this is going to be echoey anyway if I use this one. Anyway, stop digressing, Aaron. So if I was to sell the Type R, and I emphasise the if I was to sell the Type R, I'd have money left over to do what I'd want to do, providing that the plans I have in place are actually going to be viable, because at this stage I need to do a bit more research to make sure what I want to do is actually going to be feasible. I'd have money to buy another hot hatch, albeit a cheaper one, and and then Patsy would get some money back as well, because Patsy used her money to buy the Civic Type R to buy Olaf. And as I'm sure some of you know, a fair amount of her money recently has gone into repairing cars. And as you can probably anticipate, she's not the happiest of bunny about it, and quite rightly so. Especially when, to be fair, the the repairs for Mad Max were pretty much self-inflicted by yours truly. So how long have I been talking for? About 6 minutes. Okay, not too bad. Not waffling just yet. So by all means, I could just buy a UK Civic Type R. To be honest, I would like to experience something different. However, for those of you that really want to see Type R content, then I could look to buy UK Civic Type R. I probably wouldn't consider an FN2. To be honest, I've not driven one, but from what I've heard, the ride is just bone shaking, and the EP3 is simply better. So I know FN2 owners will say, "Oh, don't knock it until you've tried it," but don't know. I'm not really too sure. I want to try it. Although having said that, yeah, I can't really pass too much judgment. So I've never even been in an FN2 Civic Type R, let alone actually driven one. So I might actually drive one and think actually a lot of people are talking rubbish about the ride. Anyway, the other cars I'd consider would be a Mark II Focus ST. I've always wanted to own one of those, although yes, they are thirsty because of the 5 litre engine. They do have quite a few common problems, but I'd love to have one of those. But a part of me thinks I'll probably buy one, get bored of the potential problems with it or the poor fuel economy, and sell it, and then I'll be in another situation where I have a car, only keep it for a short amount of time and sell it, which is going to, I was almost swore then, it will pee you guys off even more, because I don't want to do that. This is why I'm giving you the choice. So the choice is, the thing is, what I want to do, it will get done at some point. As I said in my Type R video, I won't be keeping the Type R forever. So what I want to do will happen anyway at some stage, but I want to bring it sooner, and ideally I want to do it like in the next few weeks, obviously depending on if the Type R was to sell. So I know it's difficult for you guys to say yes, I want to do that, or no, you don't want me to do that, because obviously you don't know what I have planned. But I don't want to give too much away, because I don't want to give false hope, because that's not the type of person I like to be. But if I were to sell the Type R to fund what I want to do, would you like to see a UK Civic Type R on the channel, or would you like to see something else? I have been looking. There's a red Seat Leon FR Mark One, not FR, sorry, Cupra R, sorry, which I quite like the look of. But yeah, I don't want to throw around too many numbers in regard to what sort of budget I'll be looking at for a replacement hot hatch. But what I will say, it will be under £5,000. So obviously my choice will be, I wouldn't say limited, but not infinite at the same time. So I'd probably consider a Mark II Focus ST, Mark 1 Seat Leon Cupra R. What else would I consider? Oh, I had some other choices in my head and they've just left me. Mark 5 Golf GTI, yep, decent car, but for me it seems a bit too safe for a choice, a bit too predictable maybe, but I suppose you could say the Mark II Focus ST is quite a predictable one. I'll be honest, I've never been a massive fan of VXRs, so that counts them out. Skoda Octavia VRS, it just looks a bit boring to me. It looks kind of like a dad's car. Although, a part of me has got the idea of just finding a black one and just modifying it and making it into a sleeper. Actually, modifying, that's a good point. As much as the JDM Civic Type R, as much as Olaf is amazing, and I am very grateful that my wife bought him for me. The problem is, from a content point of view, now I don't buy cars really for content. I buy cars because I want them. But there's not much I can really do with Olaf, because I don't want to modify him because of what he is. He's a very rare car, and I want to keep him factory standard. So I can't do any mod videos with him, and I've done a bit of content with him. It's a case of I don't really know what else I can do. Maybe that's just poor inspiration and poor creativity on my part, for which I'll probably, hold my hands up to. But yeah, I've been talking over 10 minutes now. I really need to. Sorry. I've not slept well for quite a few days because Patsy's ill. My head is all over the place. But I wanted to film this video as soon as I could, which is why I'm sat here in my pajamas, to really get your feedback. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say, to be honest, because I anticipate this will come to quite a shock to some of you, and this has been something that I've not really thought about for long. And it's not to say I've rushed into it, although some of you could argue I have. But it's a case of what I want to do. I don't really want to wait. It's something I'd like to get done quite soon. Like I say, by all means, feel free to guess. If you have guessed right, I won't say obviously, but it would be actually. What do you think I have planned? That'd be quite interesting. I'd love to hear your feedback. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Apart from the power is kind of in your hands. I want to get your feedback. I don't want to alienate people. That's really the bottom line. And some people may argue, well, it's your channel, you do what you like. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, the reason why I've got to where I am is for people like you watching at home. And I don't want to feel like I'm, I don't want to feel like I'm kind of spitting in your face by saying, "Oh yeah, I'm now selling the Type R," because yeah, that's not the impression I want to give off. So I feel as if I've got more to say, but I don't know quite how to say it. So I think it's probably a good time to leave it there, to be honest. Yeah, this hasn't been an easy video to make, to be honest. Because to be honest, I am somewhat afraid there is going to be a bit of a backlash. But like I say, nothing's confirmed. As it stands, Olaf is very much still in my ownership. He's not up for sale because I wanted to kind of consult with you guys first. But I know it's difficult for you to say because you don't know what I have planned. So to a degree, you're going to have to kind of take a leap of faith. But yeah, over 13 minutes now. Okay, yeah. Aaron's shut up. Right, okay, that's everything from me for now. Once again, thank you so much for your support. It'd be interesting to get your feedback because, yeah, one last thing I will say is that if I were to buy a car to replace Olaf, I would have probably a greater scope of content, and it would be a car I'd probably look to modify in some shape or form, depending on what modifications it comes with. Because some cars I've looked at are lightly modified, and some cars are pretty much completely standard. But yeah, anyway, I'm not doing a very good job of wrapping up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Please give me your honest feedback because it needs to be honest, so I can kind of do. It sounds corny, but to kind of do what's right by you guys as well, because I want to give you the content that you kind of came for. If you have liked this video, be sure to give it a massive thumbs up. I would say please subscribe, but it's a good chance you have already, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here. But if you haven't subscribed, please do so. But until the next time, guys, be sure to keep up the car obsession. Tea makes everything better.